Hello, Captains. It's me, TONIK TZW. I'm here in the Tier 6 Premium Japanese Cruiser, the Eastern Dragon. And as you can see from this plus screen there, this is going to turn into a pretty decent game. But by God, this ship is ugly. It reminds me of the pajamas I used to wear as a child during the 1970s and the early 1980s, before I became accustomed to wearing just boxers to bed. But enough of my nighttime habits. Here you can see it's got a good fire starting chance. It's got some good HE damage. But the turret traverse on this thing is absolutely glacial. The reload isn't that much better. Even though we've got an enhanced turret traverse there on the first slot, it is still so slow. You're going to hate this ship. Um, I ran a game before this with Yamato in it, but it was just far too painful. And so I switched to Mikawa, mainly because I want to know when people are pointing their guns in my direction or I'm being targeted by a destroyer. And it seemed to help, as you obviously saw from the splash screen for the video. Now, you won't see that god-awful camo in the game, because I've turned off all camos and voiceovers in the game at the moment, and I forgot I'd done that. And initially, I thought I'd come into the game without a camo, so I was kind of panicking a little bit. Um, we're across here. We're on Mountain Range. It's the new map, and I think I found something that needs to be fixed on this map, but we won't see that till a little bit later on. Um, it is going to be one of those games where we get pushed hard, and we are literally going to have to turn tail and run for our life, because we are going to face overwhelming numbers on this side of the map, while the majority team head to Charlie Cap. And yeah, I mean, look at them. Center, let's go right. People on the right, obviously the right. They've got a destroyer with them. But people heading straight for islands. I'm sat here in open water because what I'm waiting for is for somebody to push in to me. So I've angled away. I'm going. Well, I was going very slowly. I'm slowing down at the moment. But I'm waiting for things to come into range and to spot them. A Mutsu B, that is not what I wanted to see, because he's got extremely long range. And although the Mutsu can be a bit of a shotgun at range, it still packs a punch. So here comes the Maya. Let's get all those shots across there. We get immediately spotted. We're going to drop our torpedoes on that corner. And we've got a Chumphon as well. So we've got two cruisers. There's a destroyer behind us as well. So that's two cruisers, one destroyer. The Mutsu's back there. The carrier is also on this side of the map. And I'm thinking, yeah, this is going to be one of those games where I pretty much die instantly. Now, our destroyer has spunked his torpedoes off in the general direction of Red Team, and he is going to do that wonderful thing of being a dope in a smoke. We'll get to that later, but the Maya here turns to get his guns onto me, and in doing so, my predictive torpedoes are going to come up trumps, and he is going to go out for a dev strike. There's our DD. He is on, what, 2/3 health? And it would be great if he could come out and spot, but no, he sits in his smoke screen and gets torpedoed by the Akatsuki. Awesome. Awesome. At least I think he gets torpedoed by the Akatsuki. He's getting absolutely pummeled on at the moment. No, it must be the sonar from the Myoko. So there we go. We are not in torpedo range, but we are going to try and help out with this Myoko. But their DD is running a smoke screen as well. And it is now, like I said, very, very sticky situation. They've got potentially two ships on the capture point. Akatsuki is running to the island. There we go. The Myoko burns down our destroyer. Never really a smart decision to just sit in a smoke screen. If you are being pushed by the red team, then the smart thing to do is to use that smoke as a means to drop detection and withdraw. You can always spot and then let the cruiser keep the cap reset while you spot targets, or you can let red team have the target, and when they push through, that's when you take your opportunity to get some kills. I'm just hoping I don't sail face first into this island, but I am the only ship between at least three, potentially four ships and our aircraft carrier. We have lost both of our destroyers. Red team have lost one. And there we go, they have the cap, so these guys are going to start pushing. Miyoko hits a damage control, I think. It looks like he took a good hit from the carrier there. And I am going to kite and run because I know that Shumfon is out there as well. We know there's a destroyer, and everybody gets hungry for a carrier kill. And so we're going to just drop some torpedoes there behind us. We get a fire on the Miyoko, switch target to the Shumfon. But there we go. Now let's go back onto the Miyoko before he disappears. So shots across the top, still spotted, but that is the guy there. Targeted by two. Queen Elizabeth has targeted me. Question is the carrier spotted? I don't know. Spotted by one now, still the Queen Elizabeth. Is burning, but apparently we have good HE damage, and we're going to try and pull a very, very tight 180 and head back in the opposite direction. At this point of the game, I'm practically thinking that I am dead. There is no way that I'm getting out of this. There we go. Targeted again. Is it the destroyer? Is it the Queen Elizabeth? I don't know. But I'm staying dark for the time being. Let those guys across there on Charlie Cap take care of it. Red team lose the Queen Elizabeth to, I think it was our Mutsu there. So well done. And I know this feels like a really, really boring game because so far all I've done is take a kill, try to defend the cap, watch a carrier die, and then keep running. But it's about to start getting better because the Miyoko comes out from behind there. I know he's got torpedo angles like mine, but he disappears. I run the sonar because I'm also expecting the destroyer to try and push through here. But given that he's seen two of his cruisers disappear, to me, then is he going to change tack? Is that him there? No, that is the other cruiser running back behind the island. And I'm thinking, okay, those guys should have him in his crossfire. There's the destroyer as well. There is the Mutsubi back there. And we are going to start to live dangerously. This ship, even though we're doing 39.5 knots, does not feel fast at all. It feels slow. The turn feels slow. The turrets feel slow to turn. The reload feels slow. And to be honest, I felt at a huge disadvantage to pretty much every other ship in this game, especially the cruisers. Chumfon there has got his smoke screens. He's got the destroyer to spot for him. I'm watching this Mutsu's turrets, trying to find a target to shoot on. I want to get into the cap. We lose our Helena to the cruiser, and somebody else has pushed out from the north end of Charlie Cap as we push back in. Now, that cruiser has deep water torpedoes, and I seem to remember that they're quite long range. But we're going to try and put some hurt on this Mutsu, try and get a fire ticking on him. We have got a good fire setting chance. We have got good HE damage, but all the while we're just keeping an eye on those turrets. We know that we're spotted. We're watching for the indicator to tell us that we are targeted. The Mutsu is on fire. That is good for us. There is the Chumfon. So spotted, but not targeted. That's what we've got to watch out for. That's when we've got to think about putting the turns in. Mutsu is ticking on damage. Now, we've taken a few risks here. There we go, targeted. And now, not targeted, there is the Shumphorn. I imagine that there are torpedoes heading my way, potentially, from the Shumphorn. But we are dark. We're going to take this cap, and then we're going to try and put some more pain on this Mutsu again, because it looks like somebody else has got a fire on him. That one is ticking. See if we can add to the pain. I really wish somebody would take that Shumphorn out. Yes, it could be me. I'm going to put a salvo in his direction. But all the little islands on this map, even though I play with one eye on the minimap, I'm going to make an absolutely awful mistake here. And it was pucker factor 100, because there it is. There's an island straight in front of me. I can't turn out. I can't turn in. I'm not quick enough to do that. And I'm going to go face first in. Not quite a broadside, but we pick up the high caliber there at just on 90,000 damage. Now remember that figure, because that is 30% of the overall red team hit points. Mutsu takes a torpedo. We're going to get some guns on, but I think it's my fire is going to tick that guy out. Yes, it is indeed. But before we get reloaded again, Shumphorn disappears into the smoke screen. Now, there's a carrier on the map. That cruiser that went north is chasing it. And that cruiser that went north is very low health. And that cruiser that went north is going to get focused really, really hard. Now, we don't have much in the way of hit points ourselves. I'd say we're on, what's that, 50%? But as I was saying, 90,000 damage got me a high caliber, which means the overall team hit points is around 270,000 or thereabouts, let's say. Now, if you remember from the splash screen, I'm going to finish this game with just under 142,000 damage. Now, I did the maths on this, not on my brain, but on my calculator on my phone, and I worked out that that is approximately 46 and a little bit % of the overall hit points of the red team. So we're pushing close to taking almost half of all of the damage in the game with one ship that I have literally played 4 times, and I'll be quite honest with you, this is the first time that I've won a game in it. This gave me a 25% win rate. Now we've lost that cruiser that pushed out. That's absolutely terrible, but I think we have a Nuremberg there who is going to do a solid. He is going to get rid of that destroyer, but he is going to go out to the cruiser, but at the same time, not quite quick enough. But he's going to pick up a kill on the cruiser too. I was thinking that instead of pushing that CV, I should have made the CV fly his planes further and turned right and gone for the cruiser. But I'd be chasing those guys. There we go. We lose the Eoba. Sorry, it wasn't a German cruiser. It was an Eoba. But at the same time, the Shumphorn is going to go out to torpedoes. To the carrier, I thought he went out to torpedoes from the cruiser, but he didn't. We are still well behind on points. I'm very tired today, so I apologize if the voiceover isn't full of wit and humor as it normally is. But we're 140 points down, and look at this. I'm looking, and like this guy should be spotted, like he should be there. It looks like those 2 little rocky outcrops there are the edge of the map. And I'm thinking, well, I know he's not on the other side of this because the other cruiser went that way and he wasn't spotted. So where the hell is he? And I think Wargaming need to stick another couple of rocks on the end of this island, because you'll see him in a moment as I get hit, and I'm going to leave that fire burning There's the plane going up, and look at this. Spotted for a moment, and I'm thinking, how the hell did he get behind there? The clock is ticking down to the last couple of minutes. We're picking up the points because we do have the advantage. And I was thinking at this point, am I winning harder? Am I throwing the game away? Am I going to be able to kill this guy before he kills me? 100 points in it. And the timer on the clock says potentially, yes, we could have won it on points, but I'm committed now to this one. And yeah, that little gap definitely needs to be closed off because we've literally had to close to 4.5 kilometers just to get visibility, guns, and torpedo angles on this guy. We're going to keep pounding him as we punch through another HE Citadel. I know with the next torpedo run or the next bomb run that I am dead, but as we close down through 25 seconds, the torpedoes connect and clutch that win for Blue Team. As I said, just a whisker under 142,000 damage with 4 kills. Potentially, if we'd have gone after the cruiser and the destroyer, we could have picked a Kraken up and made this one even better because it would have been a new Kraken ship, but it wasn't to be. But look at that. I know a lot of this is down to planes, but I shot at a lot of targets and I did a lot of damage. 3,756 base XP is an absolute monster given I was nearly 1,200 XP above second place for our own team. And that last bit there was showing you that I've only played 4 games in that ship. So I think to pull a match out of the bag like that one, after only playing 4 games, and I've had that ship for probably 2, 3 or more years, that's a win. Smash that like button, leave me a comment, tell me what your records are in the Eastern Dragon, and as always, until next time, take care of yourselves and goodbye.